Hey, Facebook. Excuse me. Say hey if you're jumping on. Come for a walk. You need to find some shade again. If you watched yesterday, you'll know why I have to avoid direct sunlight, because I'm like an actual vampire. Here we go. We found some shade. All right, give me a sec. Sort out this hair situation. Give you guys a nice little view in the back. But yeah, say hey if you're jumping on. I have a confession to make, and it's a very, very controversial confession, because I'm about to admit that I don't like something that everybody else seems to be utterly obsessed with. All right? Are you ready for the reveal? Say hey if you're jumping on. Let me know you're there. Oh, and I'm actually crying. I am so just overcome with the fact that I have to admit this. All right. You ready? What I just can't get into? There it is. That's it. Think and grow rich. I've said it. I don't know what the backlash is going to be. It's probably going to be pretty bad now. But I had to say it. Hey, Sonia. Let me know, have you read this? Think and Grow Rich. Okay, if you haven't heard of this, I don't understand. You must have been living under a personal development rock. It's like when people tell me they don't know who Tony Robbins is. I actually don't quite understand what's going on or how they came to be on this earth. I just don't understand it. Sorry, bear with me one sec. My eyes watering again. So it's like that, right? And that's what Think and Grow Rich is, I guess, in the personal development kind of world, right? And however, I've only just gotten around to reading it, and I have read like probably 100 or more personal development books in my time, many repeatedly, right? And I talked about yesterday A Happy Pocket Full of Money and how absolutely, utterly obsessed I am with it, right? But this one, Think and Grow Rich, I can't. Like, can you see there, like the bottom half that you can see there, where the like things tagging over? That's how far I've gotten into it. So it's probably, it's less than half. It's probably like a third maybe of the way in. And it's taken me probably about a month. That is how far I've gotten in a month, which is crazy because I can get through a book like this in a week easy, along with another 2 or 3 books usually on audio or whatever, right? And I just can't do it. I just can't get into it. I just struggle. I get through a few pages and I'm just like, yeah, I get it, but like, just not interested. So I'd love to know, consider this your free reign to admit to something that you've held back, that you just don't get what anybody else gets into it. This is exactly how I felt when the Twilight series came out. I didn't get it. Alicia, with you on that. People swear by this book and I'm like, yes, exactly. Oh my God, thank you, Alicia. You have validated me so much today. I feel so much better about myself already. That's awesome to hear. But yeah, like, consider this your free reign to just be absolutely honest and just think about that stuff with that book that everybody tells you have to watch, that you have to read, or that show that you have to watch, or whatever it is that everybody else just seems so fucking obsessed with and so incredible and says how life-changing it is or whatever, and you just can't get it. This is your free reign to just admit it, let it out, confess to this weirdness, and just let it go. Because you know what? I'm done. I've been carrying this thing around, no joke, for like a month, trying to get through it, and I'm just done. Because this is what I teach all the time, is to follow your flow, is to follow your purpose, to follow your intuition when it's guiding you on what to do. What feels right for you is going to be different to what feels right for anybody else. And just because everybody else on the planet seems to be obsessed with this does not mean you have to, right? This is exactly how I felt about, okay, I'm going to admit another one, and this one probably you will hate me because I don't think there is anyone out there who doesn't love this. Game of Thrones. To be honest, I've never watched an episode, so I can't say that I don't like it, because I don't actually know what it is. However, I've never wanted to watch it. I've never felt that inkling to watch it. I don't understand the obsession. Yeah, I think I'm just about to get a lot of hate mail coming through. But that's my movie thing. That's my TV show that I just don't get. I cannot get into. But especially with book, right? With this book, I don't get it. I don't, it just doesn't interest me. It just doesn't flow the way that I wanted it to. It doesn't flow the way that I love books to. Like I've read, especially like talking about Tony Robbins and everything over the years. Oh my God, like everything that comes out of his mouth, I can just watch and listen over and over and over. But this book, nah, it's just not cutting it for me. So there we go. I've said it. I've admitted to it. Let me know. I want to know if you have stuff that you have been holding back about what you truly think about something, because you're pretty sure that the rest of the world, and especially in the personal development hierarchy world that owns everything, is going to shun you, and they're going to tell you you're a horrible person for not liking what they like. Consider this your free reign to admit it. Hey Craig, thanks for jumping on. Oh, well, Craig may hate me. I've been talking about Think and Grow Rich and how I have taken a month to get through, this much of it, like not even a third of it, and I just can't do it. I just can't do it. It's not mine. I'm sorry. I can't do it. Nope. I'm out. And I want you to admit the stuff that you don't want to say, the stuff that you're like, oh no, I'm going to be shunned. The whole world is going to hate me if I admit to this. This is what I want you to admit. Alicia, The Power of Now. Took me a while to also, see, I haven't actually read that one. And it's really, really funny because it's like one of those ones, the same thing that I've been sitting there and like Think and Grow Rich, right? I've known of this book for years. Like I'm 31 now, right? And I've known of this book for so long. I feel okay. I'm going to switch here so I can actually move my hair around instead of getting it in my face. I've known of it for so long, like back when I started with Tony Robbins, like years ago, right? And I've known of it, but I just always avoided reading it, and I didn't know why. It was like some part of me just didn't want it. And then recently I just thought, no, well, this is something that everybody says is just groundbreaking, it's life-changing, blah, blah, blah. And you know what? Honestly, all of it is just so similar to everything else that I've read, which is amazing. Like the actual philosophy behind it is fantastic, but just the way that it's worded, I guess, being a writer and being, having my own style very much, I just, I take to certain writing better than others, as everyone does, right? So that's my little admission. But yeah, The Power of Now has been another one that's been sitting there. I've always known of it and I've known about it and sort of thought, actually, I might change. There we go. Now I don't have the sun in my eyes. Oh, that works better. Yeah, and just never actually got around to reading it. So I don't know. Maybe I'll buy a sample. I haven't done that for a while. You can buy it on Kindle. You can have a sample of a book. So I might actually do that, and then I can actually see what the writing style is and see if I like it. So yeah, that's just posty people driving up behind me. But yeah, let's see. Sonia, what books resonated with you the most? Oh my gosh, okay. A Happy Pocket Full of Money, 100%. That's one that I've recently just read in the last few months, and I cannot get enough of it. I will listen to it over and over on audio because it's everything that if you're like me, you've come from a scientific type background where you're very, what's the actual ins and outs, what's the scientific stuff, what's the things that I can, really see, and not too much like woo-woo and everything. It's very much woo-woo, but it's based in science, right? It's based in actual explanations of stuff. So definitely that's number one book that I absolutely love right now. Louise Hay. I didn't actually realise that I'd read one of her books earlier, but I recently read You Can Heal Your Life is incredible in terms of how to understand the way that we physically manifest illnesses and diseases, which she actually calls diseases, right? Or she died. But the way that she explains it is really, really incredible. And the fact that every physical ailment that we may have has an emotional reason why we've manifested it. It's absolutely incredible to watch. And it's stuff that I've talked about a bit, like why I had food poisoning or gastro or whatever you want to call it on Christmas and everything, because it was all about feeling out of control and like somebody else was controlling me and all that kind of stuff. So Louise Hay, but one of her books, what's it called? I think it's called The Power Within or something like that. That's one that I've read recently, and that was absolutely just incredible. Anything by Wayne Dwyer, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. What's the one that I've just read recently? I'm trying to remember it. It's something about Wishes Fulfilled by Wayne E. Dwyer, right? That is an incredible book, especially if you come from at all a Christian or a Catholic background, which I did growing up, but then I completely revoked it. Right, so if you've come from that sort of a background, you will really, really resonate with the beginning of it. But even if you're not at all, you know, Catholic, Christian-y, godly, churchy type stuff like I'm not now, you will still absolutely just love it if you have any kind of spiritualness about manifesting your wishes and about creating the lifestyle you want. It's incredible. It'll really open your eyes, and his writing style really does speak to me. So anything Tony Robbins, I've got everything of his, Awaken the Giant Within, Unlimited Power. Like they're just, are what I would call a classic, and they are exactly what my books that I'm writing, I hope to be one day, because that's exactly what I want people to just be like, this is the Bible of personal development, right? Yeah, that's all I can think of at the moment. Just remembering the ones that I've read recently. But yeah, that's about it. So cool. Anyway, thanks for jumping on and joining me for my little lunchtime ramble and admission about the book that everybody else swears by that I don't. And I did admit in there as well that I've never watched an episode of Game of Thrones. So feel free to, you know, send the stoning or the whatever it is for my punishment for not paying attention to that. But yes, feel free, if you're watching this on the replay, I will be back and I will actually go through the comments. So if you feel like this is the time to admit something publicly that you haven't told anyone about, something that everybody's telling you have to read and you just don't care for it at all, or something you have to watch and you just don't care to do it at all, this is your free reign to go do it. Go do it. Admit it. Let it free. Because you know what? This is my admission. I'm done. This is how far I've gotten in. Nah, I'm out. I'm out. Maybe one day it'll feel right to me. But you know what? Don't force yourself. That becomes life lesson for anything, really. Do what feels good to you. Do what feels in flow to you. And that will make it a hell of a lot easier, because when you try and force yourself to do stuff, and when you try and just tell yourself you have to do something because everybody else is doing it, guaranteed you're not going to get anything near what you want. That's just the reality, right? And that's exactly, you know, what I teach and preach every single day. It's exactly what I, you know, live and breathe every single day. Why I started the business that I did, 5-6 months ago. 5 months ago. Wow. Because even though nobody believed in me, nobody thought that this was going to happen, this is exactly what's created the opportunity that I have now to go traveling location free with my husband in a few months. We're selling everything and we're out of here, right? So if I'd listened to the fact that everybody else says this is not possible and it's not going to happen and whatever, then I wouldn't be here. So at the end of the day, do whatever feels good to you. Do whatever you know in your heart and soul is the right choice for you. If that happens to be that you want to know more about the 90% automated system that I'm using that is funding this entire lifestyle, which means it's 90% automated, it's 10% of the work from me, and it's all just absolutely laid out step by step, no tech experience needed, no selling involved, which is super cool. And if this resonates with you, and if you want to know, maybe you're not like everybody else as well, and you want to see if this will work for you, feel free to reach out, send me a message and we'll have a chat and I'll let you know more about it. And you can take it from there. But yes, I'm going to leave it there. Hope you have an amazing day, whatever you're up to. And remember to live life on purpose. Bye.